What's up, everybody? What's up? What's up? What's going on? What's going on? All right. Get my connectors. Get everything together. All right. Yeah, I don't know why my screen was stuck right here. What's up? What's up? All right. Yeah. What's up? Well, tonight, just wanted to have a little bit of a talk. Um, want to talk about life as a YouTuber, or I should say, life as a, you know, what they call it, uh, I guess somebody that does social media. Um, the name of my topic tonight is turning lemons to lemonade. I know we've heard this term before, but in life, I've found personally that um, y- there's going to be plenty of times where you are going to be thrown, or your hand is going to be full of lemons, I should say. Uh, how should I rephrase that? Um, Everything is not going to work the way that you want it to work. Everything is not going to go the way that you want it to go. You can have all of your stuff lined up, and yeah, I'm gonna do this, that, and everything in your mind, everything connects. Everything connects, right? But then you look, you get everything going, you get the ball rolling, and then you look, you see progress, you get happy, you thinking, yes, I'm on a roll. It's like a train getting going. You know, when the train start going, it start going, it start off slow, and then it start gathering up speed and start to go on, boom, 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 boom. For you know it, it's got a rhythm going, and it's off. Sometimes things in life can go that way. It'll go real good for you, and uh, but then on the other hand, sometimes things don't go as smooth as you think they're gonna go. And that's what I want to talk about, because a lot of times people feel defeated when things don't work out the way that they expect it to. They end up with a mindset of defeat, like I can't do it, or I'm a quit. And I'm talking to y'all from personal experience. From personal experience. All right, for example, I started YouTube, and I know I spoke about this before, but I started YouTube really about 4 years back, but I didn't really go through with it. I chicken out. So last year, it's almost coming up on a year now. Last year, I said, well, it wasn't even me. God gave me the nudge to go ahead and do it. Stop living in fear. Take a leap of faith. Get out and do it. Okay? And I listened this time. So I got out, and I came out just like I told you, just like that train. It was slow. Then all of a sudden it just started going real fast, and dang, before I know it, uh, I got to 1,000 subscribers real fast. And I was like, wow. I was amazed. And the reason why I was amazed because uh, I'm an avid YouTube watcher. I watch different people. And I've seen people from the beginning all the way up to major, major success. And uh, with a few of them, it was slow. It was real slow starting out. And matter of fact, one of the people that I used to watch, um, they've been doing YouTube for um, now and it probably be about probably 6 or 7 years, and they still somewhere around 6 or 7 thousand subscribers, and that's what I expected. That's what I expected. I expected for it to be, for you to become a real legit in there. People know you type of creator. It probably would take 5 years or something like that. That's my mindset. That's what I was thinking. Because I watched two YouTubers that their channels went in that direction. But then I watched some younger YouTubers that started out in a group, and then they branched out to their own individual channels. And what they were doing was winning for them. So their channels grew real fast, started growing fast. And to this day, they end up becoming millionaires on YouTube. I mean, I'm talking rags to riches. I've seen people living together, not having their own places, and branching out and living in mansions now. Uh, I've seen people, you know, just flourish into another channel, you know, and just doing really good. But then I seen people go up real high, and then start falling off too. I saw that also. So I know when you're doing YouTube in particular, there's going to be some ups, there's going to be some downs. And sometimes I know in the beginning for me, it was disappointing because, like I said, I started off good. I started off good. And then all of a sudden, it wasn't a slowdown, it was a complete screeching halt and straight down. And I couldn't figure out, like, why was it doing that? Like, what's going on? Like, what happened? So I was a little bit upset the first time it happened. And then I said, I'm going to keep on creating. I'm going to keep trying, doing everything. I was getting views like 15, 20 views, 30 views, probably the top 50, 55 views. And I went from getting at least over 1,000 views. And that was tough. That was a tough time. Because I felt like, well, I thought I was on to something with what I was doing. And I thought it was like a winning ingredient. I had all of the ingredients to be a successful YouTuber. But when that happened, it kind of shook me a little bit. So, I got down on myself a little bit, but then I said, you know what, just keep creating, keep doing your thing. So I kept doing my thing, and then a voice came to me one day, what you doing is meaningful to you. So one thing we have to know and have to learn about ourselves individually, everybody is not going to support you. Everybody is not going to support you. But the one thing that you must know you must believe in yourself. You must support yourself. You must support your dreams. Whatever it is you want out here in life, you must support yourself. You must believe in yourself. Because everybody is not going to like you. Everybody's not going to agree with you. You know, everybody's not going to go along with, you know, your ideas, you know. But if you believe in something, follow your heart and follow your dreams and believe in yourself. So when I went through that period, uh, I got to thinking, and then that's when I made the video, support yourself. Support yourself. Right? So guess what? I'm going to support, from that point, I said, I'm going to support myself. You know, I don't know what's going on. I hadn't figured out, I still haven't figured out everything it is about this YouTube uh, process. But I said, I'm going to keep supporting myself. I'm going to believe in myself. Even though at this point, I'm getting lemons. I felt like I was getting lemons thrown at me, like eggs. But instead of just taking those lemons, those lemon hits, and just falling, I said, I'm going to catch them lemons and I'm going to create me some lemonade from it. So that's what I did. That's what I did. So I started creating. I started getting back in it, not worrying about the views. I started getting back, and before I know it, my channel went back on a rise again. So I was like, okay. So I kept creating. Channel was doing the same thing. I was getting subscribers. I got another big batch of subscribers at one point. And I'm like, all right. So once again, my mind got on, hey, you got the winning ingredients again. Keep it going. Keep it up. So that's what I did. I kept going. I kept producing. I kept, you know, uploading. And then all of a sudden, once again, screeching halt, straight down. And here's the thing. Like I said, I've been watching YouTube for a while, for years. I never heard anybody say anything like this. So this is what's messing me up. Like, all the YouTubers I watch, I never heard them talking about things just going straight down like that. So I started, you know, watching some of the YouTube, was it gurus or whatever, and you know, trying to get some insight on like what could be happening. And I started trying to follow some of the steps that they were saying, which, yeah, you know, I didn't see no difference. I didn't see no difference at all. I saw the same reactions, same thing going on. And the thing is, what was disturbing to me is because is this. I was starting to form relationships with some of my subscribers. Like, we were having conversations, and then it's like all of a sudden just everybody just got cut off. And I'm like, I'm looking and I'm trying to figure out, like, what happened? What happened with everybody? Why is everybody gone, you know? So I was sitting today. I said, you know, I'm going to continue no matter what. I'm going to stop worrying about the views so much. And no matter what, I'm going to keep believing in myself. Because here's the thing. Me, personally, I'm going to tell you about me personally. I am a giver. I am a giver. I'm a giver of information. I'm a giver of knowledge. I'm a giver of love. And the thing about me, I want to see people win. I really truly want to see people win. I want to win. And my mistake, my downfall in my life is I've been the one wanting to see everybody else win. So I've been pushing. Go ahead, you got it. You can do it. And I didn't have that same push for myself. And that was my fault. You know what I'm saying? That was my fault. But I learned some things over the years and I decided that, hey, I need to invest in myself. It's things that I have, that it's information that I have that I need to put out here. There's people that need help, need encouragement. And I feel that I'm the right person that can help them with that. Because believe me, I done been through some stuff. I done been through some things, and I done learned some lessons. I done fell flat on my behind. Uh, I've been through some stuff. So that's why I say, I got to keep, I got to keep talking. I got to keep encouraging, and I know that from the feedback that I've gotten when my channel was circulating, I know that I'm touching lives. I feel like I'm touching lives with my story, where I come from, and being able to be here in front of y'all when I've never would have thought that I would even have the gall to be out here live in front of you guys and just putting myself out there. Like, I grew up in church, and it was so challenging for me when my pastor used to ask me to come up and sing every Sunday. Like, it was so, like, I was so afraid. Like, I was sweating, my glasses be falling down my nose. Like, I would be, my anxiety was like really high being in front, all of those eyes, everybody looking at me. And it took some time for me to realize that I had a gift. I had a gift, and people wanted to hear it. People wanted to see it, but I didn't really believe in myself like that. I mean, I knew I could sing a little bit, but I ain't really. I looked at other people that we had on the choir, and matter of fact, shout out to and God, rest in peace to Sister Phyllis Townsend. She was one of the singers on the choir, and she would sing. Her voice was so beautiful, like angelic, like, and I always got something when she would sing, like I would get chills from her singing. So I felt like she was the type of person that needed to be in the spotlight, not me, you know. So it took me some time to get there, but it wasn't in church where I actually got to the point where I felt comfortable about being in front of an audience and being okay with it. So it wasn't until I left home, I left church, and I started singing in the street. I started singing street music. Um, it's because I got around. I was in the hood. I was in the hood, and I started being around hood things, and people that you know do things different than how I was doing things. I was in church like 5 to 6 days out the week. I went from that to going to church every once in a while, and I'm not promoting that, but it was a learning period. It was a learning period in my life that I needed to go through, because if I didn't go through that, I can't see myself to have lived my whole young adult into adult life with that not having no kind of street skills or street knowledge. I think even though, growing up, my mom put me in karate classes and I went to the YMCA for boxing and stuff like that, but I really didn't want to fight. Like I knew how, I just didn't want to fight, and I would run. I would run to 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 keep from fighting. So I needed to have those experiences in order for me to kind of toughen up a little bit. So so um, eventually, like we would all get together and we would sing and rap, and basically I was the singer and one of my cousins, he was the rapper. So we had our little 2-man game, and then as other people would come together and we would sing and blend our voices together. And before I know it, I was comfortable. I was comfortable singing. When people, oh, he sound good. Like I started getting more comfortable. And then I started getting involved with girls, and the girls was telling me that I was sounding good and stuff like that. So, that kind of boosted my ego a little bit, you know. So now I'm eating some cheese curls. Why not? So so I moved from that point, and I started going to the what they call it, the karaoke nights. And when I started going to the karaoke, I really started feeling comfortable. Like, I mean, it was them karaoke's. It's like a fun atmosphere. It don't matter if you can sing good or not. You're just having fun. And I really started feeling relaxed and comfortable. But fast forwarding to now, like I still hadn't got to the point where I felt comfortable being in front of an audience. I felt comfortable leading the conversation. You know, it took me some time to get to that point. And I'm gonna be honest, even when I started out, like I look back at some of my videos when I first started out, like I was really, really nervous. Um, I looked at the angles that I had the camera. like it took some time for me to get the hang of different aspects of being a YouTuber. But to be honest, like I said, even through the process, there has still been lemons. There has been lemons. There has been lemonade at times. And I drink of that lemonade. But then, on the other hand, after a while, the lemonade started getting sour, and I started being fed lemons again. And it's frustrating. And at one point, I did think about quitting. I did think about quitting. Like I felt like man, I felt like something was fighting against me, trying to stop me from doing what I was trying to do. Trying to something was stopping me from completing the goals that I was trying to get to. Um, I'm looking at different things. I'm looking at the watch hours, the watch time, and the subscribers at one point. But the subscribers wasn't really the issue. It's just the watch time and the watch hours, and the channel keep going blank. It was really frustrating, and it was really upsetting me because I just couldn't understand why this keep happening. I couldn't understand it. Um, like I said, after the first time, I was able to bounce back. The second time it happened, um, I was able to bounce back. But then we come back around on a third time, and I'm like, but I'm gonna tell you something that I did notice, that I do notice. Uh, I don't know who makes the rules. Wait a minute, I'm trying to fix my chair. I don't know who make the rules or who actually look at things. I saw one thing. I peeped out something. Now, I know you can have you can have your material uh, remixed, and other people can use it. Other people can use it, likeness of your material, share it. And I peeped one thing out. I found that somebody can take and use your material and then lock it down on their channel as if they was the originator of it. And then it'll come back to your channel as uh, uh, a mute, with your video being muted as if you took the material from them. I feel like if someone is watching the process of, of what's going on, I feel like something like that should not be able to happen, because I know with me, my channel is being closely monitored, because if I put up material and they feel like it's something that's uh, copyright, they will let me know. They will let me know, and they will shut it down, and I can either make some changes on it, or whatever the deal is. So somebody is always watching, and going through your material. So I don't understand how someone can share someone's material and then lock it on their channel, and then the channel that they shared it from get muted. The material get muted on their channel. I don't understand that. I don't understand that. But that's part of the process. You're gonna have stuff, especially, and you know what? I noticed it. This is what I noticed about that. Every time it has happened, it has always been something that was very, very successful for me. Upload that was very successful for me, and it wound up getting locked all for me and muted. I don't understand that. I don't understand that. That's another batch of lemons being thrown at you, because when you put your material up, you looking to try to make a difference. You're looking. I get social media is a copycat, is a share all around type thing, and I don't mind it. That's why I'm okay with sharing material. I'm okay with that. I'm all right with that. But you know, it can be like, it's everybody is not out here trying to do the right thing. Some people will undercut you. Some people will take your stuff and shut you out of your own material and profit off of your stuff. I had a conversation where I spoke about um, material that I do. When I talk about God, when I talk about Jesus, like, listen, when it comes down to that, I don't care who shares it. I don't care who does better with that. The point in my mind is that we are representing our Heavenly Father and we're representing Jesus. So why would I be upset with someone representing Jesus and they doing a little bit better with it than me? Of course I'm not going to be upset about nothing like that. I want our Heavenly Father to be promoted. I want him to be shared. I want to be saved and I want us to be saved. So I'm okay with that. But what I had a conversation about is the people that put the material up that don't want to share it because for whatever reason, I guess they want to be the one to profit off of it. I don't do when I talk about the Lord, when I talk about God, I don't talk about God for profit. I talk about him because that's how I feel and that's who I am. I know that there would not be no me without him. I know this. I know this. And I know that I would not have the abilities that I have to even do this without him. I'm supposed to be blind. According to doctors at my birth, I'm supposed to be blind. And God has given me the ability to be able to do something outside of the box like this, like YouTube. Like, seriously, I am blessed. I am truly blessed, and I'm truly thankful to God for what He has done and what He has given me. You know, so if someone shares that, I'm okay with it. I'm fine with that. You know, let me look at this. I don't know why this is always on my live. I gotta find out about that. Okay. All right, my bad, y'all. Check something. Yeah. So anyway, yeah, I just finished getting my exercise on enough. Yeah, as I go along, I'm going to start trying to find better quality um, equipment. I believe that's part of my downfall. The fact that my equipment is not as good, but I don't. I really can't say that because, like I said, I've watched YouTubers that has become very successful, and I've saw them with a little bit of nothing, and were able to, bring themselves up to very, very successful YouTube careers. So I don't sleep on no abilities of anybody. Like, you can do anything that you want to as long as you put your mind to it. But my thing is this. Oh, what's up, Ashley? What's up, babe? Yeah, my thing is this. Like, um, regardless, regardless, you're gonna have times in your life where things is not gonna work out. Things is not gonna work out, and you have to accept it. You have to accept it, and sometimes you have to change your plans up a little bit. You can have everything lined out from A to Z, from 1 to 100, and time you get to a certain point and you get back comfortable, you thinking, oh yeah, I'm good now, and then boom, it wind up being something that wind up resetting, having to reset your whole progress, and it's disappointing. It is. It's disappointing because you look and you say, dang, I got so far and now I got to start all over, or I got to change some stuff around. Like, I thought I was good because I was on that rhythm of having everything the way that I thought it was going to be, and then, but that's life. That's life. That's them lemons. That's them lemons that I was talking about. Now you sitting drinking all that lemonade comfortable, and then boom, it went sour. But what you do is you keep on going no matter what. Um, a quote that came up today was LL Cool J said, "No matter what anybody else think, believe in yourself and know that when you step in a room with somebody, you be confident and be yourself, regardless. Don't try to be somebody else. Be yourself, and as long as you be yourself and you have confidence in yourself, you gonna win." And I found that to be true because I'm gonna tell you what happened. I'm gonna give you an example. I had got fired from a job, and I was mad about it, man. That was messed up. I had just got a raise on the job, and the supervisor there, man, he just had a serious problem with me. Like, I don't know what's wrong. What was wrong with this dude? Like, seriously. So I'm coming to work. I caught a flat tire. I wind up being about 10 minutes late for work. And when I got in there, now back up. Let me back up. The owner of the company, like 2 days before, came to me and said, "Listen, I've been hearing good things about you. Say my customers, they speak very highly of you, and I appreciate that." He said, "Look, I don't want you to tell nobody, but I'm gonna give you a raise, and you should be seeing it on your next check." I was like, "Oh, thank you, I appreciate that." Like, I didn't think nobody even cared. Like, I'm be honest. Like, I was all in. I made sure them customers was taken care of. They love me. When I had to unload them, those New South trucks, they had to wait. I went back there. I got them knocked out. Like, I was consistent. I was steady, and I treated the customers like I wanted to be treated. Right. So, and they acknowledged it. I was just doing my job. But when he came and did that, I'm like, dang, I didn't realize that somebody was watching me, and I felt that way because the supervisor was such a butthole. Like, I didn't think that. So anyway, he came. He gave me a raise. I was like, ah, cool, cool. So 2 days later, I'm coming to work. I get the flat tire. I call him. I say, look, I'm gonna be a couple minutes late. I gotta fix my flat tire. I got a flat tire on the way. All right, fix the flat tire. Come in there. Donut on the tire. Flat tire on the front. Had a donut clear as day. Dude fired me. I said, yo, I said, how you gonna fire me? Like, You clearly see I got a donut on my car. Like I wouldn't have been. I don't care. You fired. And I was saying to myself, I ain't even get to enjoy the raise. He done fired me before I can even get the raise. Like I was a little upset about it. Now that was a point where life threw me some lemons because I think I just got that car, I believe, and I still had payments to pay on that car. So I was like, okay, this was the first time in my life where I decided I'm gonna bet on myself. Cause every time before then, I always accept what they give me and not believe and stand on what I want or what I thought I was worth. I just gave when I went for jobs, I gave what they wanted. I took what they wanted to give me instead of me saying no. I got this skill, this. All right, so guess what? Fast forward, I left there and I said, you know what? I got all this experience. I got forklift license. I'm gonna try to get a job in the same field. So I went to this other company. I put in the application. On the application, it say desired salary. Usually, I say negotiable. Like I put NEG in there, so negotiable, because I never wanted to say a certain number and then find out I could have got more, but they only gave me that because that's what I asked for. So I never would put an amount. But this particular time, I put an amount down there because that's what I wanted. And I felt like with the skills and stuff that I have, I felt like that's what I was gonna get. Now either they was gonna give it to me, or we can negotiate somewhere close to that, right? So I goes in. I have an interview. The guy he liked me and everything, so he brought me in to talk to the owner. The owner look at all of my stuff. He's like, "What's the problem? Why you ain't hire him? Hire him. What's the problem?" Supervisor, he took my application. He said, "Yeah, I agree with you. Everything is good, but this the only thing." So he showed him that amount, desired amount that I want, and he was like, "Oh." He leaned back in his chair. He said, "Yeah, that's well. We don't usually pay that type of money like that around here. We don't usually pay that, but I'm gonna give it to you. When can you start?" I said, "I start today if you want." He said, "Come on in bright and early tomorrow." I said, "Okay, yes sir, I'll be here." So I kept my cool, but when I got to the car, I was like, "Yes, yes, yes." I never ever did that before. I never bet on myself like that. I never. I always just took what they gave me. I never ever bet on myself like that. And the thing is, at that point, I had never made over $10 an hour. Any job that I had, well, except my first job, that job was off the chain. But any job I had before that, I had never made $10 or more per hour. So in the job that I left, even with the raise, it was not going to take me to $10 an hour. So basically, I asked for $2 extra. I asked for $2 extra, and I got it. I got it, and I got it because I believed in myself. I believed that I was worth it. I believed that I had the skills set. They ain't had to teach me nothing. I accepted that at the other job because I didn't know nothing. I didn't know nothing about driving no forklift. I didn't know nothing about nothing. So everything that I learned at that company, I was taught. So that was fine. I just needed a job. A friend of mine put me on it. Recommended me and everything. I got the job. I took what they was offering, and it was fine. I was okay with it. But moving on, man, I got skills. I know all about forklifts. I know all about all different types of lumber and doors and sheetrock, all kind of building supply materials. I know all about it. So I'm coming into your company with all of this knowledge. You don't have to teach me nothing. All you have to do is show me where your stuff is. The only thing I have to learn is where you keep your materials at. That's it. So I decided I wasn't going to take less because I felt like I deserved more. I deserved more at the other job, but I accepted it then, but I wasn't going to accept it again. So that's a time where I took lemons and turned it to lemonade. I believed in myself and I moved up in life. And I was wrong, but I actually went back to my old job and I took my paycheck and bragged about how much more I was making than what I was making over there. But I was petty back then. I mean, the guys I work with, they was cool. You know what I mean? They was happy for me. They wasn't hating or nothing like that. They was like, that's good, that's good. Because they ain't like how he did neither. But, I made it, uh, uh, I had to make sure that I showed it around him so he can see. I had to prove it to him that you thought you won, you thought you did something, and I left here and went and got almost $3 more an hour. I was petty. I was petty. I didn't need to do all that, but I did, and it felt good at the moment. It really did. To see that stupid look on his face, and it felt good. But I'm working towards forgiving people. I'm working towards trying to be a better person, trying not to be petty and all that. But I'm accepting things as they go. Sometimes the things that we want in life is not what God wants. And I had to realize that. It ain't what we want, it's what God wants. And I also learned that him stopping something in my life, I found that it was some kind of hurt, harm, or danger that he prevented. So knowing this, I've learned to trust in him and his plan and ask him, lean more towards letting him guide me in decisions and stuff. So that's where I'm at now. Even though I may be in my lemon season, I know God is going to open the door for me to be in my lemonade season. And when God opened the door, can't nobody close it. Can't nobody close it. So basically, for you, what you need to do, and I'm reaching out. I'm hoping that I come across some young YouTubers. Uh, Whenever I see them on my timeline and I see that they have accomplishments, uh, I always, even though I don't know them, I always go in and I give them positive, uh, 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 I always congratulate them and try to encourage them to keep going, keep going. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm gonna be honest, I did have people that was doing the same for me. I had people who was doing the same for me. When I was 500 subscribers, 200 subscribers, I was at 100 subscribers for a minute, and then it just shot. It just took off. I was happy for them 100 subscribers. I was like, I got 100 subscribers. You know, so my thing is, I want everybody to win. There's enough money, there's enough talent, there's enough room for everybody to win out here in life. The problem is there's a lot of greed going on, and there's a lot of people that don't want to see people win and want to see people down and see them standing on top of people. But guess what? God is over everything. God is over everything. So guess what? Whatever He wants for you, you're going to get. You will get. Whatever it is He wants for you, you will get. So you just believe and trust in Him. And those lemons that you've been getting, uh, I used to watch something back in the day. Some of the young people probably don't know about it, but some people probably do. Charlie Brown. Charlie Brown from what was that called? The Peanut Gang? Well, every every Halloween, every Halloween, Charlie Brown would go trick or treating and he'd get a rock. Man, that was wrong, man. Why everybody giving Charlie Brown a rock, man? I remember growing up like, what? Why everybody keep giving him a rock? Like everybody else is getting candy. He look at his bag. What did you get, Charlie Brown? A rock. Charlie Brown wasn't even a bad kid. Why they people was giving him rocks like that? Well, I didn't care for that. I ain't like that. But here's the thing. People may want to give you rocks. People may want to give you lemons. But guess what? Can't nobody stop what God gonna give you. Can't nobody stop what God want for you. I don't care how much they try to block it, how much they try to prevent it. What God got for you, you're going to get it. And ain't nobody going to be able to stop it. Nobody. Listen, I've learned that the main person that's fighting against you, God will use that person to have to bless you. They have to bless you. In some kind of way or another, that person that's trying to stand in your way, trying to block your blessing, God will use that person to bless you. Some kind of way. So, no matter what you're going through in life, whether it's a YouTube channel, whether it's your job, whether it's life, whether it's your relationship, whatever it is you're dealing with in life, do this. Make sure you trust God through the process. And don't worry about it. Believe in yourself. Believe that God said he will never leave you nor forsake you. God said that he don't want his kids to be begging and bumming. He want us to be givers, not beggars. Givers, not beggars. He said it in his word. So, if you in your lemon season right now, on your YouTube channel, on your job, you got the lowest position on your job, and it seem like people is trying to stop you from getting ahead, God gonna turn it around. Don't be mad. Don't be mad. Don't be mad. That job I was telling y'all about, they brought a young dude in there. Just before I left. Maybe about 6 months before I left. They brought a young dude in there, and the kid, he didn't know nothing. He was cool kid. Cool kid. Kid was about 18. Had a sports car. His family was rich. They only had him working because he was kept getting speeding tickets and they wanted him to pay his own car insurance. That's the only reason why he was working. On this job, they told us that we cannot discuss pay rates. If we discuss pay rates, it's automatic termination. So everybody knew that we can't discuss that. Well, I figured there was a reason behind they don't want you to discuss pay rates. This young kid, he didn't care. You know what I mean? He was, he didn't care about authority. He didn't care about none of that. Like he did what he wanted to. I seen a time where he disappeared off the yard. I said, "Damn, what happened to Shorty? Shorty done disappeared from here." I go up to the office area. He's sitting there in the boss's chair with his feet on the boss' desk. Like, what? What am I missing? What am I missing here? What am I missing? So one day, and he was cool. He was real cool, right? One day, he decided he's going to discuss his pay rate. And I was saying, I'm listening, but I ain't saying nothing. But I did tell him, I said, they say you can't discuss your pay around here. Like, you can get fired for that. He was like, I don't care. He's like, man, this job ain't paying no money like that. He said, they ain't paying nothing but $10 an hour anyway. I said, In my mind, I said, I ain't said it out loud, but in my mind, I said, how the hell he getting $10 an hour when I've been here for about 3 years? I'm not even making that. Man, I say, you know what? Man, this is, man. And dude just thought he know nothing. I taught him everything. I taught him the forklift. I taught him everything. He know nothing. And he start with $10 an hour. Now, I could have been like, you know what? Now I see what they doing here. I don't like this. I'm leaving. I quit. But not me. I'm loyal to the end. I'm loyal to the end, just like Chucky. I sit and I listen to him, and I ain't say nothing. He said, "How much you make?" I said, "I can't talk about that. I ain't trying to get fired." He said, "Yeah, well, I don't care." But when he left way, I was like, "Wow." That's all I can say. Wow, 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 wow. I couldn't believe it. I don't know why I couldn't believe it, but I couldn't believe it. So that was motivation for me when I did left, when they did fire me and I went on to that next job. That's why I said I want that amount. That's why I asked for what I asked for, and it was $1 more than what he was getting. That's why I asked for that, because I found that that's what that job pays. They just only want to pay you crumbs, and if you accept that, that's what they're going to give you. Now, like I said, I accepted it from the beginning because I didn't have no skills. Everything was new to me. I'm learning everything from scratch. But going into a new job, having the skills and the knowledge, and you know it, they ain't got to train you, you worth more than what they trying to offer, that little crumbs that they trying to offer you. So take that and believe that and believe in yourself. You know, you got some skills on a job that you're applying for, and they don't have to train you because all you got to do is get their concept, like how they want it to be done, but you know the basic information. They don't have to train you. You worth more than the minimum. I had to learn that. But all of this is part of the lemons and lemonade. Believing in yourself. But at times, you're going to have to accept some things. You're going to have to accept some things. Now, if you're a man out here, you got a family, they got to be supported. Hey, you got to do what you got to do. You got to do what you got to do. You know, and realize this, that as long as God knows that you're doing the best you can, He gonna make way, and He's gonna provide, and He's gonna help you to grow. But you gotta do what you gotta do. You gotta get something to support your family. So don't be, nah. I got these skills. I ain't taking lesson, and you got kids and stuff home hungry, and wife is fussing because you ain't brought no money in. You can't do that. You can't do that. In that case, you can't do that. But in the case that I was in, you know, uh, I didn't have to have kids at home and that needed to be fed and stuff like that. And like I said, I was working anyway. I was working. I was bringing in income. I wasn't jobless. I was working. I was bringing home income. It's just that supervisor was hating and he fired me because he was mad that I got that raise and I didn't have to go through him to get it. He was upset about that. But on the other hand, God worked it out for that experience that I got from him and that job helped to elevate me to something bigger and better. So whether he realized it or not, he helped me to prosper, even though he tried to make me fail. It was the skills that I learned from that job that helped me to prosper. That's what I mean. God will make your enemies your footstool. But I didn't have to be petty and go down there and show my check like that. But I did, and I probably was wrong. Lord forgive me for that. But hey, it was what it was at that point. I wouldn't do it now. Ain't nobody damn business what I make on a job. I wouldn't discuss my money and my business like that no more. But back then, I was kind of petty. But anyway, I ain't gonna be on here too long. I'm just hoping that I can encourage somebody. That's what I do. I'm hoping that somebody can take what I'm giving and take it to heart and use it and grow from it. Everything ain't gonna work out the way that you plan it in life. Believe me, I can speak this from facts. There was plenty of things that I wanted, and plenty of ways that I wanted it to go or wanted it to be, and it did not go that way. So many times in my life, I was detoured or wound up at dead end streets and had to go all the way back. Plenty of times. The point is, you never give up. You take them lemons and you make lemonade out of it. You take them lemons, whatever it is that you're dealing with, you take it and you use it as leverage to make yourself to grow your brand, to grow yourself, to grow your brand. We all have our own brand. Our individuality is our brand. Sometimes when you building your brand, things is not going to go absolutely smooth. Sometimes it's going to be hiccups. So understand that, and understand the fact that um, you will and you can prosper. You know, some people can go in and do it like that. Some people, they have to go through some things. But I've learned this also. Sometimes when God delays, it be like I said from the beginning, it be for your protection. It be for your growth and for your prosperity. When he something that you want so bad and it don't work out, don't get upset about it. Even down to me with this YouTube. I really feel like God led me to do this. I do. I feel in my heart that God led me to do this. But if God decided to lead me in another direction away from this, then so be it. So be it. But while I'm here, I'm going to try to encourage. I'm going to try to help as many people that I can in any way that I can. You know, because when it's all said and done, we need each other. We need love. We need more love. We need more unks out here to come together for these young people out here, and anything that we can do to help them, because we got like so much knowledge and experience, and you know so many things that we've been through. We need to be able to have these conversations and try to help these young people so that they don't make the same mistakes. And of course, they ain't gonna always listen, but at least you can do your part by giving them the information, you know, and hope and pray that they can use some of those keys and learn from some of those mistakes that you made. And at least that part of life don't be so bumpy, because if they take the information that you get, that you're giving them, they can avoid some of those mistakes and going on with life. And they're going to make mistakes on their own, but they can navigate through things a little bit better with the information that you're giving. So like I said, that's why I'm here. That's why y'all chilling with Unc. And I appreciate y'all. I value every last one of y'all, every subscriber, every view, because all viewers are not subscribers. I value each and every last one of y'all, and I'm going to keep putting out positive material because I want you to win. I want to win, but I want you to win. And guess what? I'm going to say this too. Now, I mentioned this before. If anybody that I touch on my channel and they decide to go in and create their own thing, and they blow up and they go off way beyond me, I would not be jealous about it. I would not be hating on it. I want you to win. I want you to win. And I wish there was more genuine people out here want you to win. You know what I'm saying? So I support you. I support you, and I thank you for supporting me. But let's see what I got on here. All right. Well, Ashley, looked like it was just you and me tonight. I appreciate you, baby, for coming in and joining me. And I hope that I can reach somebody out there, and that this message will be a positive uh, push towards you and your success. And the same with you, baby. I hope that the words that I'm saying can be encouraging to you, and I hope that you start your own brand and you get out here and start doing more things for yourself. Because I believe in you, and I want you to believe in yourself. But that's all I got for now. I'm about to get on in here and watch some TV and finish up my cheese curls and my water. And I'll see y'all the next time. But as I always say, love, peace, and blessings to all of y'all. I'll see you on the next one. Peace out. Love y'all.